Knicks now have won 7 straight. They beat the Pelicans tonight, 121-116. Here we go with the Audi MSG 150 final, the fastest 150 seconds in the National Basketball Association. All right, Wally, ready? Moussa Diabate. Okay?
There you go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Charlotte hosting the Kings. The Knicks will be at Charlotte on Thursday. Kobe White, the former Bull, he's on Charlotte playing well, 17 of the first half. Kings got blown out. Daquan Plowden here, 2 of his 22. LaMelo Ball, step back 3, moving into second on the Hornets' all-time three-point list, surpassing Del Curry, had 4 threes in the first half. The Hornets have now won 12 of their last 15. This is the third quarter three-point barrage for the Hornets. They hit 9 in the quarter, 26 made for the team in the game. Brandon Miller had 3 threes in the game. You got Knipple, who could very well be the rookie of the year, and the Hornets absolutely destroy Sacramento tonight, 134-90. Knicks at Charlotte Thursday, pregame, 6:30 game at 7. Orlando at Cleveland, time winding down, first half. Paolo Banchero ties the game at 68. He had 21 at the half. James Harden beats the buzzer, step back 3, fouled by Banchero. Harden 22 in the first half. Donovan Mitchell has 32 points through 3 quarters. Right now, Cavs in the fourth quarter leading Orlando 123-114. G League, Knicks at the Nets. I tell you, every time a Knick goes down to the G League, it seems like he puts forth a great game. Ariel Hukporti, 32 points, 10 boards. Of course, the other day, Tyler Kolek went for 42. Nick Pate here, 17 in the game, and Westchester beats the Long Island Nets. Final count 114-104. That's your MSG 150 final, presented by Audi. Mike Brown's post-game comments coming up, as his Knicks have now won 7 games in a row. Welcome back, everyone. Madison Square Garden launched a thank you campaign encouraging all New Yorkers to thank the New York City Police Department for their service to our great city. All New Yorkers are encouraged to thank the NYPD directly by visiting MSG.com/NYPD and submitting a thank you video. MSG also hosting the Thank You NYPD concert, a private event for members of the NYPD this Saturday night. It's going to feature John Fogerty, Cyndi Lauper, Fat Joe, and comedians Chris DiStefano and Sam Morrill. Ought to be a special night this Saturday night indeed. All right, back with Wally. So Cat tonight didn't play because New Orleans went small, wasn't in there down the stretch, but still another fantastic game for him, Wally, with 21 points and 14 rebounds. Every single time, it seems, of late, look at the box score, it's 21 or 20, over 20, and double-digit rebounds. He's just been playing fantastic basketball since the All-Star break.
He has. He really has, and he's very comfortable. You know, I think making the All-Star team was kind of like a good feeling for him because he felt very appreciated despite the fact, you know, his numbers were a little bit down. I love that he's taking these threes. He's shooting himself into rhythm. That's the most important part, I think, of his game. The confidence to take those threes, to make the defense pay when they don't want to come out and guard him at the three-point line. I think it's very important for this team, and it's going to be a huge asset for them in the playoffs. When you have a stretch 5 that can pull all the defense out, it allows all those slashers, Jalen Brunson, to get to the basket, no rim protection. That was a big 3 to start the fourth quarter that really helped the Knicks kind of extend the lead. Because remember, this was a 1-point game going into the fourth quarter. And Towns got a few buckets, Diawara got a bucket, and that second unit did a good job to set the tone for the fourth quarter, and Towns was the guy leading the way.
All right, let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns here. Last 8 games, we've been talking about it. I mean, look at this. 55% shooting, 37% from downtown, almost 13 rebounds a game. He's got 51 double-doubles this season, most in the entire NBA, most entirely.
That's impressive. I mean, this guy's got to be having an all-NBA season again, which he's had most of his career perennially, all-star perennially, and he just continues to do it. And, you know, it's a little bit taken for granted, but you need a guy that every single night you can count on dominating the glass. I mean, that is such a key component. And the Knicks have 2 guys that can handle, you know, that kind of work. And possessions are gold in the NBA with the new analytics world. And when you have guys that can clean up the defense and offensive glass, that's extra possessions. That means you're winning the possession game, and that gives your scorers and shooters a big opportunity to go out and win games.
So the Knicks now 48-25, only 9 games left. Jalen Brunson Says congrats to DeJounte Murray, who's back from the Achilles, but not enough tonight for New Orleans. Knicks beat New Orleans tonight. Final count 121-116. We continue now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer. Next up on Thursday night, the Knicks are on the road at Charlotte to take on the Hornets. Pre-game here at 6:30 with the game at 7. Hornets have been one of the best teams in the league in recent weeks. Time now to listen into Mike Brown's post-game comments, as always, presented by Chase.
I tell you what, it's a funky game. Both teams offensively were really good. Nobody could really get a stop. I thought the way that we played defensively, we tried to be physical without fouling, which is extremely important in a game like this because we had an advantage from the free throw line and we needed every single one of those free throw attempts. We also were really, really good on the offensive glass. Obviously, Mitch and Cat, they were huge with the 7 offensive rebounds. Jordan Clarkson had a big one. But for us to outscore them 14-2 in second chance points was a big night. So those two areas, as well as, a low turnover game for us with a low turnover game for them too, were big. So we won the possession game. And that helped us get over the hump. We had 7 guys in double figures, which was huge. Jordan's been playing well. On both ends of the floor. He's given it to us defensively, and he's given it to us offensively. I tell you, his ability to read the defense and make timely cuts and finish in that painted area is a lot of fun to watch. It just adds another dimension to what we're trying to do. Jalen was fantastic, obviously, especially closing the game. Big Cat with a double-double was great. Our defensive player in the game was OG, and he guarded a lot of different players. But close the game the way he did against Zion. Zion's just he's a monster. He's a handful for anybody. And for OG to be able to do the job that he did on him down the stretch was huge.
Coach, you gave up during the second and third quarter, 64 points combined, but then in the fourth quarter you locked down. So what changed in that fourth quarter?
The biggest thing was our transition. In that second quarter, we took some tough shots that led to breaks for them, and we had some turnovers that led to breaks for them. And then in the third too, they were able to get out a little bit in the third and transition off of some of our misses, and a couple of our turnovers as well. And our guys did a better job of taking care of the ball in that fourth quarter, and our shot quality was a little bit better too.
Coach, how do you like Carl's level of intensity towards the end of the season more? He's been more aggressive.
I would say this, we also had to, when I say we, I'm talking about me, I had to adjust to him as well. And that's what a season's about. We're not playing the same way offensively as we did to start the year. And so I had to make some adjustments to try to figure out how I can get him involved a little bit better, get him to feel a little bit more comfortable. And it's showing a little bit. He's obviously putting the work, which you want all your guys to do. But it's a two-way street, and it's good to see him playing at the level he's playing at right now.
What were some of the adjustments that you've done specifically for Carl?
When he is at the 4 spot, we really simplified it. So that he doesn't have to think as much. And then, when he doesn't have to think as much, he can just react. We try to make him more comfortable by putting him in his spots. Like he loves being at the top of the floor. He's not always there, but we've added a couple more things that put him there with appropriate space. And then we found a post up and an ISO situation for him that is pretty good from a spacing standpoint and how he likes to operate. And, those things we didn't have at the beginning of the year for him. And so, again, he's made adjustments. He's kept working. He continues to work. But, as the head coach, I have to make adjustments too, especially with him being one of our 2 best players. When it comes to Jordan defensively, it felt like before he was pulled out. What happened to your finger? Playing pickup. I'll show you. Is that your shooting hand? I can't look at it because it might hurt me. It's just really purple. Yeah, it's my shooting hand. Okay. 65 games. I just had to make it 65. Okay, fair enough.
You played for him. He's a very flexible coach.
He is. You have to be. And,
not everybody is, though, right?
That's true. That's true. But he gets to know each individual player. He figures out what their strengths or weaknesses are, and he figures out the right combinations that are going to help this team win a championship. That's his job, and that's what he's trying to figure out in the regular season.
And that flexibility has really helped Karl Anthony Towns. 17 shot attempts tonight, 21 more points, 14 rebounds. Knicks beat the Pelicans, 121-116. Well, we frame this period of time, 7 straight games against under 500 teams. Mm-hmm. Knicks won all the games.
Yep. Taking care of business like they should, stacking wins like they need to keep up with the elite teams in the East. And now the rubber's going to hit the road. It's going to get a little tougher. But you look at these standings, they're right on the heels of the Celtics. Cavaliers are right there, too. I always look at the loss column. When you're a good team, you bank wins. You got to think the Cavs are going to win a lot of ball games. So you got to make sure you don't drop games to allow the Cavs at 27 losses to catch you.
Cavs lead the Magic right now in the final second. Celtics idle tonight. And remember, the Knicks and the Celtics, if they end up tied, Knicks own the tiebreaker, regardless of what happens when Boston and the Knicks play on April the 9th. Back with more after this. All right, next up for the Knicks Thursday night at Charlotte, we have the pregame for you at 6:30, the game at 7, and also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports app. Up next here on MSG, it's Knicks Shorts. Knicks and the Pelicans in a great game tonight. Knicks able to prevail down the stretch as they win at 121-116. Jalen Brunson, 15 of his 32 in crunch time. Cat had 21 and 14. And the Knicks now have won 7 games in a row. They are tied for second in the East with Boston. Thanks for watching.